Michael, you're not a stranger to the restaurant show. What do you think of it this year?
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's great that you've been able to put on such a wonderful show despite the economic climate. It's good that so many people turned up as well to support it, and it's a wonderful show. It really is a landmark sort of in the calendar, really.
So you've just gone over to Bask Priory. How are things going there?
Yeah, really good. Just about to put a new head chef in called Sam, who's my old sous chef at Gidley. There was a change of chef there because it didn't work out quite as we expected. But business is booming, really, really busy in the restaurant. It's the years about settling in really and just sort of, just dealing with the changes there. But I'm happy with the progress we're making. Food's good, customers are happy. Business year on year is busier, so in the restaurant at least. So, all things considered, it's not a bad place to be.
Have you got any plans for the restaurant for the future?
Yeah, well, I've actually put the restaurant into a different room, and I want to introduce a new bar, but we had a slight delay on the handback of the new spa, and as a result, that work now is going to happen in January. But we're in the main restaurant. We're going to have some refurb, so new carpet, new curtains, new look, and Andrew's going to be, and his wife Christina, are going to be taking care of that because they like to get personally involved, the owners, which is great. I mean, that's just fantastic when you have their enthusiasm in what we do, which is brilliant. After all, Andrew also is my business partner in Abode and Michael Caines Restaurants. So now that tie-up for me is really important that he's happy as well.
Mm-hmm. So you've just gone from Gidley into Bath Priory. Are you thinking of maybe expanding into other restaurants as well?
Michael Caines Restaurants exists already. So within Michael Caines Restaurants, obviously they exist within Abode hotels. So there's Exeter, Glasgow, Canterbury, and Manchester, which all have two restaurants in each. So at the moment there's 10 restaurants. So there's Cafe Bar and Grill, Bar MC and Grill, champagne bars, taverns, as well as Michael Caines at Abode as a signature restaurant. So busy enough. So I'll keep expanding through that group. And if Andrew buys another country house hotel, we'll expand through the other group, which is the Bask Priory Limited, which is the Gidley Park and Bask Priory within that group. So Abode will continue to develop. We've got Chester next year. And then we've got Salisbury site, and we're looking for a site in London. So very ambitious, and we're very keen to develop young people.
Of course, you just launched Baby Abode as well.
Baby Abode, that's right.
And how's things going with that?
It's very good. It's the old. Basically, it's a concept it's not new as a property, but new as a concept. We have basically a bed and breakfast hotel, which is Sydney House in London, in Chelsea, and it's got no food and beverage, so it can't be an abode. Because food and beverage is all about Abode, so Michael Caines Restaurants being the heart of what an Abode food and beverage offer is. So it's really appropriate that we called it Baby Abode because it didn't have any restaurant, so that's where that name comes from. So yeah, it's going very well. We'd like to expand that perhaps through London, possibly through Edinburgh. So we're looking at sites possibly where that can expand. I think really Andrew is very keen to extend his property portfolio, and rather than rent the areas out, maybe convert them into small apartlet stroke bedroom stock, which is really a simpler model in many ways, less labour really, but and slightly cleaner for smaller properties to manage. So we'll see.
Obviously being executive chef of all the abodes, how do you maintain standards across the entire portfolio?
Well, I'm executive chef in Gidley and Bask Priory, but actually within Abode, Michael Caines Restaurants and Abode Hotels, I'm actually director of food and beverage and an operational partner in the business. So in the roles are very different. Gidley and Bask Priory could be a lot more personal about me, whereas in Abode, the executive chefs within Michael Caines Restaurants, for me to create the menus. And so the reality is my role is about guiding, it's about quality, it's about concept, it's about designing the restaurants, designing the kitchens and creating the concepts that fit within each of the market segments, and then choosing the right staff and developing the right budget to then support that. We run it very much as a business. Each of the areas have their own profit centre, and my role there is very much about the orchestration of the business. We have a managing director that looks after that business, and each general manager is in charge of each property, and the executive chef work to achieve the goals within that. So much more is about business and the concept, and then delivering the quality through my name. But I spend a lot of time travelling around, but I also make sure I've got quality time back at Gidley creating, and time back at But reality is it's a team effort. We've got some wonderful talent within our business, and it's all about nurturing and giving those individuals the confidence to excel in excellence, and that's what we want to do. But also teach them that it's not just about cooking; it's a business. We're in the business of food, and food's got to make money, and we're in the business to make money out of our industry. I think that gives us a different focus, if you like, to balance that creativity. You need to have a balance in understanding what the business is.
Now, Abode Manchester, that's interesting because it was the only abode to appear in the National Restaurant Awards Top 100, number 91, I think it was.
Yeah. Huge achievement.
It's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Was it you guys are going for a Michelin star as well, aren't you?
Well, all of the abodes have that aspiration. I think the reason why it appeared is purely because so many people know more. But Manchester's a massive city. Exeter's a small one, 110,000. Manchester's got 4 or 5 million. So, everybody's talking about what we're doing in Manchester, but the quality of the food in Exeter and Glasgow and Canterbury is good. I mean, in Glasgow they won this year Restaurant of the Year. In fact, the only restaurant to win it as a newcomer and as Restaurant of the Year within 3 years. So, there's lots of achievement and lots of things that we've tried to do, over the years, which is, within each of our markets. It's just that Manchester is such a big market that, clearly, that has had a fantastic effect on, on the value of our brand. And, that's how brands work. It's about, being able to create something across the UK which people can see as a value product. And for that to achieve the top 100 is absolutely fantastic. And I'm very proud of that,
So what's next for Michael Caines? What are your ambitions for the future?
Well, next for me is Chester. Next year, opening Abode Chester. I'd like personally also to achieve a 3rd star. It's still very much in my radar. But at the same time, I want to grow and develop the Abode Group and Michael Caines Restaurants into one of the leading concepts in the UK in hospitality. And I want it to, I've also got an academy that I'm setting up at Exeter College. I'm becoming a board of governors. We're going to create an academy of excellence for both front house and kitchen, and I work with young people to infuse them and encourage them into the industry as a first choice rather than a last choice decision. And we want to attract the brightest and most gifted people into hospitality, and we're going to do that by leading by example and showing how wonderful this industry is, that needs creative, intelligent people that are also want to be craft ladies and women as well as men. And I just think it's a really wonderful industry to be a part of. And at a time where people say you can't have a job for life, in hospitality you can certainly have a career for life. And so my personal ambition is one thing, my aspirations for the industry is another, and that married with my role as a businessman within the industry.
Great, lovely. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.